Honestly, this is going to be the most real video that I've ever made. And I wanted to make this video for probably ever since that one video about the Dr. Spiller strategy went pretty much viral. And this is going to be getting a lot of stuff off my chest. And I want you to stay till the very, very end, because literally it's about how I started, the things I've been through, the things I've experienced. And most people in their internet journey online who are doing things, they tell about their journey, when they're on top. They tell about the downfalls when everything has kind of happened. But that's why I'm here. I want to talk about where I am right now, what I've been through, literally my exact position, and because I want to relate to you guys 100%, because I know there are thousands and thousands of people in the exact same position I am. I mean, probably just getting started. And, I just truly believe this is going to be a very transparent video that you guys can look at and say, wow, I'm not alone. Because most of the videos that we're watching on YouTube are talking about the success in the trading journey, how easy it is, how simple it is. And you're going to see that that's how I got enticed to join Forex also. And that's how I got started on my journey. I'm so thankful for it. But looking back, it really is a joke. So first, I want to talk about kind of where I grew up and how I got into business. Number one, I grew up in a smaller town, St. Charles, Missouri. It's about 30 minutes outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Love St. Louis. Go Blues. We just won the Stanley Cup. We're pretty hyped about it. But I was never really into business at all. My dad was into business. He was always really stressed out. He was in not compliance. He was in sales and loans. I really never even knew what he was doing. He was always really stressed out because it was on commission. And he was like, don't ever go into business. So I was like, hey, no worries. I won't go into business. So I just did my school. I did what I loved. I did what I thought I was good at. I only found that I really loved business whenever I went to college and was in my major. I realized this is not what I want to do. I wasn't tapping into my creative side. I wasn't tapping in to who I really, really wanted to be and what I wanted out of life. The things that I would have gotten from being a biology major at Charleston Southern University, which is where I went and what I was majoring in, was honestly a very minimal life with not much flexibility. And truly, I believe my huge purpose in life and what I really want out of life is to be able to go to, Africa, Guatemala, third world countries like I have in the past, for only a week or 5 days at a time, but go there for months and months and really, really be able to pour in these people by having passive income. And so whenever I realized that's exactly what I wanted to do, I had to think. It's like things just kept coming to me and saying, oh, okay. So it's not biology. It's nearly impossible. So what could it be? And I had absolutely nothing. Genuinely, I had $8 on my bank account. I hadn't worked. This was in 2016. I hadn't worked the whole year. And when I did, it was only for a month at Chick-fil-A. And that whole summer of 2016, I was dating a girl in Memphis, Tennessee. And, I was just cutting grass and dog sitting on the sides to pay for gas to be able to go and visit her. So I was not focused on anything. I was focused on seeing my girlfriend and, before I had to go to college, which was 13 hours away from her. So, $8 on my bank account when I realized I was at college and I want more out of life. And this is when, my parents got a divorce. Okay, so my parents got a divorce. My mom had moved back to St. Charles, Missouri from North Carolina. And I was like, I'm going with you. Not even 3 weeks later, a guy that I really, really looked up to in St. Charles, he's kind of my mentor, but not in business for about 7-8 years. And he just said, you should go to China with me. So I went to China with him, and it was the greatest thing that I've ever experienced in my entire life. It opened my eyes. It changed my world and showed me what was truly possible and why people get into business in the first place. What we did there was he has some inventions. So he invents things, and not only that, but he knows all about international business, product manufacturing, product engineering, how to travel throughout China, how to get the best for your buck, throughout China, how to import, export, all that. He taught me it all. And he said, Blake, you're a smart kid. And he just encouraged me. He filled me up like nobody had ever filled me up before. And it was so humbling. And I to this day, I consider him a best friend. We're in business together, in a different business aside from trading. And I owe almost everything, like everything to him. I'm so thankful for him. He really, really got me into this world. And so I came back. My mindset was completely different. What I wanted from life was completely different. My paradigm had shifted. My perspective was wide open. The world was my oyster. So fast forward about 7 months in November of 2017 now, and I'm scrolling through Facebook. It's midnight. I see a Facebook ad, which every single person in the world would probably think is a complete scam. I didn't care. It said $400 a day keeps the job away. It had some screenshot of a profit, and I had no idea what that meant, or I was lost. I was like, what is this? So I messaged the guy, and I said, what is this, man? Like, are you serious? Is this actually possible? And I tell him my journey. I tell him what's going on. He said, dude, yes, you can do it. Genuinely, beside the fact of trading, I had never met someone who believed in life so much. His name is Mike Sancho. He's honestly you're going to hear more in the interview later on about Mike, but this man turned into one of my best friends that I've ever had. Mike just literally encouraged me so much. He expanded my mind more than I can ever say. And I knew that business people were a different type of people, but Mike believed in himself. Mike believed in his dreams, and he said, they're going to happen. So I was like, whoa, hold up. Next day, I joined whatever he was doing. I didn't care what it was. I had no idea what it was. I didn't know if it was a scam or not. I just said, I want to be associated with this man and people like him. So I did. I took the leap of faith. It was $200 a month. It was a subscription to, I'm sure many of you know, iMarkets Live. And it's a trading platform. And Mike Sancho brought me in. Okay, so I joined. And I started learning about what this thing, $400 a day, that keeps the job away, okay? And it was mind-boggling. I was so thankful. I was so thankful. My mind just kept being expanded every single week. Every single week, I was being flooded with information, more every single day. Group chats, Facebook messages, all this. I was building a network. I was finding people who were thinking the same way as me. I realized that people around me where I'd grown up, it seems like their mind, like whenever I got around Mike, I was like, I've never met anyone that thinks like this man. I personally had never even thought some of the thoughts that he, was explaining to me. I was like, how can your belief level be so high? And he was just showing me these books. He was pouring into me. He would send me books. He would send me messages. Dude, I would be discouraged. I would hit him up. I'd say, I have a terrible day in the markets. He'd just tell me, 3 months ago, you knew nothing. Now you know something. You look back and you realize how far you've come. every day you make a little bit of progression. The consistent daily action is what it takes, and soon you're going to see the compound effect take off. Well, so it was in May of 2018. I dropped out of college. I moved to Orlando, Florida with Mike and a few other buddies. And we're all trading together. We're like what we call the trade house, the Orlando trade house. It was amazing. We'd have 60 people in the house at a time. We'd throw these events of teaching people how to trade, doing this, doing that. We'd have these, millionaires fly out, people that are very high in the company, in the marketing aspect, throw these massive events. We threw mansion events. Honestly, we brought the city of Orlando, Florida together when it comes to trading. And this event was sold out. I mean, there were 600, 700 people there, and we threw these crazy events, and it was super, super awesome. And then we go to events that were sold out, that were 600, 700 people. And the one event that honestly made this YouTube channel, I went to this event in Orlando. It was with a guy named Dr. Spiller, and he told us his strategy, okay? It was very simple strategy. It's an 8 EMA and a 15 EMA, okay? They cross, and then you also have, I can barely remember, the momentum, which is the ADX, and then I think, I barely can remember. It doesn't matter. Anyways, he told us this strategy, okay? And every single trade you take, you risk 20%, okay? This is the video. Right after I go to this event, I upload this for my team, only for like 6 people, okay? This YouTube video absolutely blows up randomly, and I'm like, what is happening? I thought 5 people were gonna watch this video. A couple months later, this video has 70,000 views. Now it's at about 220,000 views. So fast forwarding, after I upload that YouTube video, and it pretty much goes viral, I start to kind of wake up to things. I start to, look into myself. I start to see where I am personally, how I'm developing in my mindset. I'm starting to see where my trading account is. Literally, whenever we learned that strategy, we would be staying up all night, every single night, for one setup, for 20% of our account. If you know anything about trading, that is outrageous. That is stupid. Why would anyone ever teach this? And the thing is, I started waking up, okay? So, and many circumstances kind of happened in the house where I was like, I think it's just best for me to possibly move back to Missouri. My trading account, I had blown my account on the strategy one time. And it was one time I lost, and I was still working with at about a $1,200 account at the time. And one trade, $900, I watched it happen. I didn't cry, but I wanted to. I was like, this is unbelievable. This is insane. It's like whenever you blow your account, everyone hates it. You want to throw your phone out the window. You can't believe it. You're just like, I can't believe this. I wake up next day and I start waking up and I go back to the drawing board and I start looking at my mindset. I start looking at everything. I said, this is deeper than indicators. This is deeper than looking at how price moves, certain, price or indicators cross each other. The MACD does this, the ADX, if the momentum's up, it's going to go up. If the EMAs and the MAs cross, something's got to happen, I say. And nobody had taught me this. Nobody. The mindset is something that I have to develop. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of ways to trade. And this one, I really can't believe I ever got caught up in this. And I'm like, I have to move back to Missouri. I got out of that company. It was way too distracting because those strategies kept popping up. And if you know anything about trading, that is the worst thing you can do, is to go from strategy to strategy to strategy to strategy to strategy. And that's what I felt like was being bombarded and brought to me every single time. It was a completely personal thing. There are amazing people in this company. This company changed my life. But I knew if I wanted to be a profitable trader, I had to get out of this company. So what happened? I moved back to Missouri from Orlando, and I just completely focused on manual trading. 3 months later, which was only not long ago, so I moved back to Missouri. It was October 2018. In December, I got Mike, who is my best friend, got into this company. They were doing this software, and it was very promising results. And I say, let's do it. So I did it, and I used this software, and I had a pretty successful team. Everyone seemed to be winning a lot. In the end, the company did disband, and actually, the reason being, I got out before they disbanded. But anyways, I used this software, okay, and dude, I thought it was going to change my life. I thought it was absolutely going to change my world drastically. I had just started working at a casino here in St. Charles, Missouri. It's called the Maristar Casino. And I just started using this software, so I had some cash flow as I moved back to Missouri. And not only that, but I was making residuals off of, the company that I was with. So I was just plugging every single dollar into this software. And, I was splitting up my accounts. I had accounts, up to like $4,500. And I was honestly there was times I was making $400 to $500 a day. And what had happened is one day I woke up, I went to work at Ameristar, and something ridiculous had happened with USDJPY, and it just did not retrace. This software relied heavily on a currency pair retracing. That's all it was. It took a bunch of sells when it went, or buys when it went down, and sells when it goes up. So it just freaking skyrocketed 180 pips or something like that. Account blown. I was at Ameristar. I lost over $3,800 in less than 4 hours. It was the biggest wake-up call that I have ever had in my entire life. Just as soon as I thought everything was going right, I thought things were on the right track, I was finally about to have so many breakthroughs. And bam, just another one had hit me right on the floor, face first. I told nobody about this. And the thing is, most traders are not going to tell you about their hard days. But I'm here to tell you about my hard days. Because, honestly, I have them every month. And if there's any trader out there that's going to tell you that he doesn't have any hard days, that is a complete lie. I'm here to be completely transparent with you about what's happening. So that happened. Again, I went back to the drawing board and I said, that's it. No more software. No more indicators. No more, going from this to this to this to this. What I had realized, I was finally waking up. And what it had took was blowing accounts, videos going viral, me realizing that what I'm putting out there is actually, I really hope nobody uses that strategy, which is why I have like a part 4. If you watch it, it's pretty much strictly price action. There's just so many lessons that I have yet to learn, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I just want to say, if you look at my journey, where I pretty much had to end up was only psychology. Because when you look at a chart, it does the same thing, daily. There's only a few patterns, there's only a few candlestick rejection patterns, market patterns, flag patterns, bearish patterns, bullish patterns. All of it, they're the same every single month, week, day. The psychology, that's on me. I can learn lines and chart patterns in the 4th grade. That's all I needed to know what I needed to know to learn how to trade, I learned in the 4th grade, which is lines and chart patterns. The psychology, that is the hardest part to master, and that's what everybody skips. And I had finally realized that. So what I had done, I unfollowed every single 20-year-old guru, which I'm 21. I am not a guru, and this is what this video is about. I unfollowed all of them, the people that I looked up to, who I feel like they were flexing their cars, they were doing this, they were doing that, posting their profits. Why am I not there? Posting their $1,000 a day. Dude, I wish I had that, and then you do it, and then you try to blow your account pretty much. And man, I cannot believe how much this helped. I deleted Instagram, and I just started going on Twitter randomly. And I found this insane side of Twitter that was in the financial industry. And I started following all these 20, 30-year veterans. Not one profit post, not one car post, not one Gucci post. It was all psychology. It was all about your thoughts when you enter into the trade. It was all about your thoughts when you exit the trade. It was all about your risk management. Little did it have to do with getting in and where to buy and where to sell. And I thought, wow, there's something about this. So I just started reading these books, and this was in February, so this was only 5 months ago. And oh my gosh, it is unbelievable, the progression that has happened, and I am so thankful. With that software where I was at 4,500, that is my biggest trading account I've ever had. And this is me being 100% vulnerable and completely honest. I still live with my mom. I still drive a Honda Accord. It was the car that was given to me. It's a 2005. It has 200,000 miles. I still work a job. And actually, I just decided to go back to school. And here's why. Here's these myths that I see on Instagram, social media, Twitter, and YouTube even. Dropping out of college. To drop out of college, I was pretty much told to drop out of college and encouraged to by what I saw. Because, when you drop out of college, you get to focus more on what you really want to. You don't need college. It takes you into too much debt. But the reality is, college is an amazing place to network. It's an amazing place, to meet people who are doing the same exact thing as you are, and in the same life area, who are in their 20s, who are in their 30s, or in their 18, 19 years old. I just think that is a complete myth that you have to drop out of college if you want to be successful. So I decided to go back because I never know where I want to be in 10, 15 years, honestly. In 10 to 15 years, I might want to have a family, and I might want to, work in Chicago at the trade, at the Chicago House of Board of Trade, or whatever it's called. Or I might want to work on Wall Street. Who knows? I might want to settle down with a family. Right now, obviously, I just want to travel. I want to, do this. It's very attractive. Just want to travel, to do what others would think is cool and stuff like. But that's not the truth. I want to think 10 to 15 years in advance, which is why I went back to college. Quitting your job. Every single thing I see. Quit your job. If your boss isn't living your dream life, you should quit your job. If if you have to check in, you're not free. If you have to, ask your boss what to wear, you're not free. You're a slave. You're not really living your dream, blah, blah, blah. Cash flow is honestly king. If you don't have cash flow, nothing's going to work. I learned this right when I had moved back to Missouri. I said I'm going to be a full-time trader. I'm not working a job. And I was working with like a $1,200 account. I said I'm just going to build it up. That doesn't happen. That literally doesn't happen, especially when you've only been trading for a year. You don't have any money in the bank. I still feel like I am just getting started. And the reason being is I feel like I don't know anything when it comes to trading. And that's so humbling. I've been at it for almost 2 years, and it's beautiful because as I read these books, I say, wow, this completely opened a new paradigm. And what's so beautiful about that is the psychology is never ending. You can work on it every single day. And I am so happy and grateful that I am where I am, because I feel like I've kind of completely avoided the traps long term of dropping out of college, quitting your job, buying things to impress people. And I just want to be a simple man. I mean, I'm still wearing a G-Shock. I don't even know if it matches my outfit, but I don't care. G-Shock, I still drive the same car. I live with my mom. I love my mom. And it's a pleasure living with her. I'm super thankful for her. And I have no idea what I would do without her, So take advantage of where you are in life. If you're living with your parents and people, if you're trying to impress people and live on your own, buy a penthouse, live with your mom. Live with your mom. If you're making $10K a month trading, live with your mom. Live with your dad. Live with your brother. Live cheap. Live cheap. Do not live, just way, way above your means. Live extremely below your means and live for your 30s. Invest for your 30s so you can retire early. And not only that, so I'm thankful that I am avoiding these traps. And genuinely, I don't care to impress anyone. So, which is why I'm open with it right now with where I am. I mean, my account, I'll kind of tell you, the progression of my trading account. So I've never had crazy cash flow. I've always worked a job. I worked at Chick-fil-A, $12 an hour. And that was for fun, 20 hours a week, maybe pay for gas and food. I was never saving any money. And genuinely, I have been really bad at saving because I feel like I've just been pouring everything into business. I moved to Florida. I mean, that costs a lot of money. You're living on your own. You're 20. Actually, I was 20. I had just turned 20. And I was just working at a call center and just making a little bit of money. So nothing insane. Absolutely nothing insane. Like I said, $4,500. That's the biggest trading account I've ever had. And whenever that blew, I was still only working at Ameristar, and I was investing a lot of money into my other business. And what had happened was that blew. My account was now at like $400. Okay, so $400. So I was just working with a $400 account. And the crazy thing is, people would say, "Wow, Blake has people." I was having people hit me up every single day. "Blake, can you teach me how to trade Forex? Can you teach me? Can you teach me?" I felt like a fraud with the $400 account and people hitting me up, and I had 7,000 subscribers on YouTube and there's YouTube videos and all this. And oh my gosh. So, I don't care what people think. If you think I'm a fraud, that's totally okay. I know that I'm on a journey, and this is for me to look back at, and I'm super thankful. So, my account was at around 400, and I just been building it back up since February. That is me being completely transparent. In the month of February, I did about 40%. No, excuse me, March, I did 40%. In May, April, I did around 30. And then in May, I actually had a very bad trade where I traded GBP, JPY, and oh my gosh, I didn't set a stop loss. It tanked my account for about 12-15%, but then in the month of June, it came back strong, 17%. And then yesterday, I had one of my best days in Forex, 100% transparent. I did 10% of my account yesterday on GN and EN. If you see, they completely tanked, and it was beautiful. It's been a journey. I'm not rich from trading. I'm not a full-time trader. I will genuinely be honest and say, yes, I believe I know how to trade. My psychology is getting better every single day. But 100% truth, I know nothing about trading. I'm only getting started. And I'm sure I'm going to make so many more of these videos. But I just wanted to make this video because I bet you 100% that there are gurus that you believe you're following who are in the same exact position as me, and they will never admit it. They will never admit they blew their account yesterday. They will never admit that they blew their account last week, last month, 2 months ago. They're not honest. And I'm not saying everyone's like that, but you have to be super, what's the word? You have to really look into who you're looking up to. And I want to make this video because I want to get it off my chest. I can't imagine how influencers feel with 100,000, 5 million subscribers, and they're having a terrible month. They're broke, and everyone thinks they're rich. Everyone thinks they're living this amazing life, doing well. Everyone's hitting up, dude, how do you do this? How do you do this? And inside, deep inside, they can't even be real with themselves, and they can't even say what's going on. So this is me being completely transparent, and I'm so thankful for you guys for watching this, and I'm super pumped for the content coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you believe this was super raw, super transparent, leave a like, comment. Honestly, comment your thoughts. If you think I'm a fraud, you should comment. If you think I'm the most transparent person and you love me now, comment. I honestly don't care, but I really do want your feedback on this video because I'm very genuinely interested on where the online transparency, where the line is, because I feel like I literally laid everything out, for you, all the lies in the trading niche, what you're going to go through, and kind of, I feel like where I am is very authentic with the psychology and following some veterans, reading books from certified people who have certified track records. So once you get there, it's beautiful, and it's beautiful to look back, but it's not easy. Trading's the hardest thing in the world. I 100% believe it, and most people are going to quit. I'm not going to quit. So yeah, that's honestly my story right there, and I feel like I've really went through everything, and I just want you guys to comment, do whatever you want. I want to know your genuine thoughts on this video because I'm really interested in where the line is with transparency in the online industry. And there's so many lies, so many fake things going around about the trading industry. So I just hope that you guys get to a point kind of where, I am. I'm not saying I'm in the greatest position ever, but where I am, I believe I am on the path to being a long-term trader, and that's what everyone wants. And I believe that consists of, psychology and following people with certified track records and people that are very authentic and raw and real with you and will tell you when they've taken a big loss and why they've taken the big loss, or where they are right now and stuff like that. So, and I am no guru. I am no professional trader. I'm not going to flash my Lambo like I mentioned. I still drive the same car. I told you where my trading account is, and I want to make, the only content I want to make is going to be the most down-to-earth, real, raw YouTube videos that the trading niche has seen. I don't care if it gets 200 views, 200,000 views. And for whoever views this video, genuinely, please watch or read books from certified track record, authors. Read tons of books on psychology. Trade price action. Trade naked forex. Because in the end, clean charts, clear mind. Not only that, just follow your plan. Use proper risk management. It doesn't matter where you buy, where you sell. That's the most simple part of trading. Really dig deep into your mind, and this is not what they want to tell you. So don't drop out of college. Don't quit your job. Just find where you are. It just really depends on where you truly are in life. So I'm so thankful for you for watching this video. I know it was pretty long, but this is just things I wanted to get off my chest. I've been holding this in for months and months. So yes, just please be back. I'm so thankful for you guys, and have an amazing week.